What's up, guys, and welcome back to my channel, and Merry Christmas. So, today I will be doing my Week 16 NFL predictions, except we're going to be doing a little different. So, instead of just the game winner and loser and the point bet and the point spread, I'm instead going to be doing still picking the winner and loser, but now just predicting a score. And the score prediction doesn't mean anything, it's just for fun. So, before we get into it, I'd like to take a look at our record last week. So last week I went 13-3, with my only losses, or wrong predictions, being the Jets losing to the Rams because they won, and then the Bengals beat the Steelers, and the Dolphins beat the Patriots. Which, 13-3, pretty good, could be better, but I'll take it. So, let's get into it. So, to start it off, Vikings at Saints, the Christmas special Thursday night game, Friday night game, whatever you want to call it. So, in this game, I have the Saints winning, because I just think, they look pretty good against the Chiefs. They've been good the entire season, and with Drew Brees back, I think this offense will be a lot better. And when it comes to the Vikings, you never know what you're going to get. Because their defense has been iffy all year. And on offense, sometimes their playmakers, like Dalvin Cook, Adam Thielen, and Justin Jefferson, really get it done. And then sometimes they just disappear. So you never really know what you're going to get out of both of these teams. But the Saints are more consistent and better, so I will take them. And I do think this score will be 20-14 with the Saints win. So, moving on. First game on Saturday. Bucs at Lions. So, in this game, I do have the Bucs winning. I think the Bucs, although not looking that good last week, still came out with a win. And that just shows you how good on paper this team really is. Their defense is just loaded with young weapons like Vita Vea, Antoine Winfield. In this corner group with Carlton Davis, Jamal Dean, and Sean Murphy-Bunting is just very, although unexperienced, very smart in the way they play, and they're very tough. So I think overall, the Bucs are just way better on paper than the Lions. Plus, the Lions have, like I said, been shooting themselves in the foot, and that's why they lost last week, and they will continue losing. So I have the Bucs winning 30-14 over the Lions. Next up, 49ers at Cardinals. This game will be great, hopefully great. But I think the Cardinals will definitely come out with a win in this. They looked really good last week against a new Eagles team. I think their momentum these last few games and their defense, they've been very explosive and way tougher than I thought they ever could be, have been really impressive. They really started to get Isaiah Simmons going, and Andy Isabella, where'd he come from? The speedster drafted last year, who didn't really do much. He's really been a big number 2 target after DeAndre Hopkins, and I think that Nick Mullins for the 49ers just isn't good enough to get it done. They really need Jimmy Garoppolo back, and without a quarterback, you just don't have a team. So I do think the Cardinals will beat the Niners, and I think they will win 24-10, although expect it to be not a close game. Up next, ending off the Saturday games with the Saturday night prime time. Dolphins at Raiders. And I think the Dolphins do come out on top in this game. Although Tua has been, you get hated for saying this, but Tua has not been good this year. Although, this defense has really picked up some slack the past few weeks, and they've really started becoming this team's main point scorers. Plus, On the Raiders side, this defense hasn't been good all year. They've been weak in the secondary. They don't have a number one pass rusher since Khalil Mack. And although this linebacker core is pretty serviceable, you can't win with just linebackers. Also, what's going to happen at quarterback? Because Derek Carr's out. So Nathan Peterman or Marcus Mariota. Either way, you're not getting top-tier quarterback play. So I do think the Dolphins, still on the Cardinals, I think the Dolphins will win in a close one, though. But I think the Raiders will choke it at the end. To start off our set of Sunday games, my Cincinnati Bengals at the Houston Texans down in Texas. And although the Bengals did get a nice primetime Monday night win against the Steelers, I still think that their offense is not good enough to keep up with the Texans' offense and Deshaun Watson. So, don't know what to say. Their defense looked very good. Don't know what much to say about the Texans, But I think this one is pretty easy. The Bengals are still the worst team in the NFL. So I think they do lose with a score of 30-17. I think the Texans score a lot. Don't think the Bengals score a lot. Think the Bengals probably do get a defensive touchdown or special teams touchdown in this game. But that's pretty much all I have for this game. It's not very, it will be interesting, but there's not much to say about it. Next up, Falcons at Chiefs. Chiefs win 49-24. I'm moving on. Falcons, I give up on them. The Chiefs are the best team in the league. They're going to repeat Super Bowl. Not much to say. Don't like the Falcons. Like the Chiefs in this game. Not much to say again. Now the Browns at Jets. The Jets really screwed themselves by winning that game last week, and they screwed my record. They really just won themselves out of drafting Trevor Lawrence. They're so bad they can't even get losing right, and I don't think they deserve Trevor Lawrence or to even get this win. Or another one, in fact, for the rest of the season. Plus, I think the Browns have a little bit of extra motivation. Although it's the Jets, if they win this game, they can possibly make next week against the Steelers the AFC North Championship game, which would be amazing for Browns fans because it would be the first time they won the AFC North in at least a decade. I know it's, a lot, and it would really make them probably happy, I don't know, but they'd actually get to the playoffs and win the AFC North. So I have the Browns winning, and the Jets have been competitive, so I do think they keep it close. So I have the Browns winning with a score of 35-27. Next up, the game that the Steelers need to win. Colts at Steelers. If the Steelers lose this game, next week between Browns and Steelers will be the AFC North Championship, which the Steelers really want to prevent. And I am taking the Colts in this game. Although Juju stopped dancing for TikTok on their logos, I don't think that will change anything. I think the Steelers' offense just lost all its firepower, and this defense without Bud Dupree has really looked like a one-man show with TJ Watt. And I think that the Colts will be able to stop that really nicely because their offensive line is a very premier group of players. And I think this is overall going to be a battle of two good defenses, and I think that the Colts just have the better offense. So I'm going to take the Colts to win in a close one, 17-14. Now Bears at Jaguars. Jaguars, now the holder of the number one pick. So I do think the Bears win this. Mitchell Trubisky played great again. Their whole offense has been turned over and flipped over, whatever you want to say. Their offense is now good. It looks good. Their defense has always been good. I think they win 27-17. Although the Jets trying to tank, I think they will still be at least a tiny bit competitive with whoever's at quarterback. If Gardner Minshew is, there you go. There's your competitiveness back. If not, they're still going to lose no matter what. So I have the Bears winning 27-17. Now, Giants at Ravens. Not much to say. Again, the Ravens offense looks just like it did last year, except with J.K. Dobbins. John Harbaugh really just let Lamar Jackson loose. At the beginning of the season, they wanted him to pass more. They wanted him to actually sit in the pocket and be a competent quarterback. And now, after losing some games, they just said, hey, Lamar, do whatever you want. And it's worked. He's been running over every defense for the past 2 weeks. And the Giants, without a quarterback, still aren't good. They've never been good. People are saying they were the best 2-win team ever. No, they're not good. They still aren't good. And I think the Ravens win with a score of 28-10. Now, starting our 4 p.m. games. Broncos at Chargers, an AFC West divisional game. The Chargers win this one. Justin Herbert, like I said, looked really good against the Raiders last week. And I think he will keep this momentum going into this week. And I think that he will just tear apart this completely injured Broncos defense. Plus, Drew Lock has fell off since his good game against, I don't even know who. It was a while ago. But I do think the Chargers will keep it close for some reason, although I still have them winning 21-20. Now, the Carolina Panthers at the Washington football team. After a disappointing loss last week for the Washington football team, I think they take another one. With Alex Smith gone, and now with Dwayne Haskins starting at quarterback, I don't see this team winning. Although they probably will still win the NFC least, this team just completely fell off. I don't think they're the best team in the NFC East anymore, and I think that the Panthers will take this easy win, although it will be close. Yeah. So the Panthers, now talking about the Panthers, their offense, like I said, with Christian McCaffrey back, is now explosive. They looked very good last week, and I think their defense is still young and will, no matter what, will still be able to tear apart the Washington offense. I just think that Washington has really fell off without Alex Smith, and I think that they will continue losing. So I have the Panthers winning 20-17. Now another game in the NFC least, Eagles at Cowboys. Holy, Jalen Hurts has completely turned over this Eagles team. You saw it 2 weeks ago, you saw it last week. This is a brand new team with him. He just brought a whole new spark in leadership to this team. And I think the Eagles will continue winning with Jalen Hurts. And although the Cowboys have had a few good wins the past few weeks, they've not been against good teams. Honestly, the Cowboys look better without Zeke, and Zeke will probably come back this week if he wants to keep his job. So I think this Cowboys offense with Zeke will look a lot worse, and that will ultimately hold them back from beating their division rival Eagles. And I think Jalen Hurts will keep on running all over and passing sometimes all over these defenses. And I think they will win 33-20. I just don't think it will be a close game. Now, another divisional game, this time in the NFC West. The Rams, who lost to the Jets last week, versus the Seahawks. So I think that Rams loss to the Jets, complete fluke. They didn't plan for the Jets. Nobody planned for the Jets. Nobody cares about the Jets. They didn't plan for the Jets. The Jets surprised them. Doesn't matter. Moving on. The Rams are going to beat the Seahawks. The Rams are just a very good matchup problem for the Seahawks, with Jalen Ramsey covering the DK Metcalf. And I think that they will ultimately just dominate this game. Although the score might be close, they will dominate the game. And I think Russell Wilson, although not looking good the past few weeks, will somehow miraculously be good at the end of the game. But I do think the Rams will match up really well against this team and pull out the win 24-23. Although this will be a really fun game to watch. It always is between the Rams and Seahawks. But I do think it will be a dominant game from the Rams, just a close score. So, now, Sunday night game, Titans at Packers. If the Packers win this, they clinch the #1 spot in the NFC. And I do think they win. Marquez Valdes-Scantling has been looking very good these past few weeks, and I think with him, Robert Tonyan, and Davante Adams being thrown to by the MVP this year, hopefully Aaron Rodgers, I just think this offense is just way too much for the Titans. And I think that Jair Alexander can cover up A.J. Brown pretty nicely, which is pretty much shutting down their entire passing offense. So I think it's kind of a matchup problem for the Packers, but they're also just an overall better team than the Titans, and I have them winning 20-30. Now, finally on to Monday Night Primetime in the last game of this week, Bills at Patriots. Although the Patriots disappointing last week, I do think they win. No, just kidding. The Bills are going to win this game again. They're the second best team in the AFC, and Josh Allen has really been a breakout player this year. I don't really know much to say about it. This linebacking core has really emerged as a top tier with Matt Milano and Tremaine Edmonds, and I think that their run defense can really stop the Patriots and stop them from what they really want to do on defense. Plus, Josh Allen has really figured out Bill Belichick. So I think this will be a pretty dominant game, although the Patriots will get some lucky scores. I think it will be, much like the Broncos and Bills game last week, a high-scoring Bills offense, 42-17, win for the Bills, loss for the Patriots. And that is it for the Week 17 games. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, I put some more effort into this, and this is what I really like to do. So if you really like this video, and if you agree or disagree, leave a like. If you didn't, dislike. And if you have any feedback for anything different I should do, or anything, I guess, else I should make a video on, leave it in the comments below. And so next week, my next video should be Week 17 predictions, so we can see if I was right, and we can predict all the divisional games. And then draft season's coming up soon, so we got some player breakdowns, mock drafts, player boards, all that good stuff. And so, if you really like the video, please leave a like. If you want to see more, subscribe. Merry Christmas, and have a good day.